Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going through something interesting. First, we will look at a very instructive game played by Bobby Fischer, and then we'll see why looking at the games by top people is important. So, first, the Bobby Fischer game. He played against Semi Reshevsky, who was a top 10 player of his time, a prodigy when he was young, really, really good player. And the game was the Sicilian defense, e4, c5, knight 3 to prepare to play g4, knight c6, d4, nothing special, takes, and black plays g6. This is the accelerated dragon. Black wants to put the bishop on g7 and pressure the knight. White reinforces the knight. Black continues with his plan. White develops his knight to a reasonable square. Black develops the knight and gets ready to castle. White develops his bishop. Black castles. And now white plays bishop b3. The reason white plays bishop b3 is he wants to stop this idea. So for example, let's pretend we castle. Black can now sacrifice the knight. If we take back, he can fork, and this is quite okay for black. Now, the question is, why does black not do this immediately? Well, if he does this immediately, white can first damage black's castling structure and it's less comfortable. Let's return back to the game. So bishop c4 castle, bishop b3. Now black sacrifice does not work because d5 simply does not fork things. Knight a5, a reasonable move, but a mistake. Black, of course, wants to trade the knight for the bishop, but now Fischer comes up with a nice idea. Plays pawn e5, attacking the knight. If black starts taking, white takes the knight, and both the bishop and the knight are attacked. If knight takes, we take the bishop, and this knight will also die, and this is quite pleasant for white. Let's go back. Knight h5 is not good because the knight simply gets trapped, pawn g4. So Reshevsky played the most reasonable move. He played knight e8. And after knight e8, white sacrificed. Why did he sacrifice? Well, black has a choice. He can take with the rook, take with the king. He also can ignore, but that does not end well either. If he takes with the rook, white plays a beautiful knight e6 move, and the queen is trapped. In the game, he took with the king, but still knight e6. And the pawn cannot take because the queen falls. If the king takes, we play queen g5, and that king gets in trouble. Reshevsky ended up taking with a pawn and lost his queen and struggled on and lost. But very useful idea to remember. In the accelerated dragon, after knight a5, we play e5. And after knight here, we sacrifice. And we take advantage of the fact that the black queen has no squares. As you notice, the title of this game in chess games is an opening trap to remember. So I remembered it also because I knew this game for many years. A student of mine and I played the game together yesterday. My student's name is Nika. Played a game. As you can tell, the accuracy is 100%. Why? Because we copied Bobby Fischer. Let's look at the game. You'll see why. Okay, e4, c5, Sicilian knight f3, prepared g4, knight c6, g4, takes, accelerated dragon, knight c3, bishop g7, bishop e3 supports the knight, knight f6, we develop the bishop, black castled, we drop the bishop to avoid this trick, black did his thing, and we did exactly the same thing that Bobby Fischer did, played pawn e5, attacking the knight. Again, taking is not good, knight h5 gets the knight trapped, so knight e8, but now we sacrificed, and we played knight e6. If black takes, he loses the queen, which is what Reshevsky did. Our opponent took with the king, and now all we need to do is figure out how to get this king in trouble. So, queen d5, the king is forced to go to the middle, pawn g4 to bring in the rook, king takes, rook g1, this king is suffering a lot, king runs away, he can also go here and here, and now queen g2 threatens checkmate, and checkmate, and checkmate. So opponent played d5 and stopped two of the three checkmates, but there is a third. And that is how we won. And that is why it's useful to look at the game by top players and remember some of those games or some of the ideas from those games, because you can use them in your games. Tunika, who was my partner in this game, keep playing and keep getting better, and I am excited to see what you will accomplish. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back soon. Thank you.